A child who is allergic to everything, including air and water, is admitted to a place where he's supposed to get better. But he ends up discovering a horrible secret behind his condition. So today on Cinema Recapped, I'll show you Eli, a Netflix movie. The film begins with a boy named Eli who can't even leave his own house because everything outside causes irritation that makes him feel like his body is burning. We see that he sleeps inside a capsule as his mother promises him that soon they will take him to a place where he will be cured, in addition telling him that she loves him. The boy cleans himself and gets ready with a special hazmat suit to be able to go outside. We see that his father has financial problems and that when they leave a hotel, a group of men tease Eli and cause his suit to rip at the knee. That little scratch causes air to get inside the suit, making the child turn all red and unable to breathe well. But his mother fixes the rip and helps him relax, telling him to think of a birthday cake and to make a wish. Eli says in his imagination that he wished that he could hurt the men who bothered him. As they continue on their way to the doctor who will heal Eli, the father says that such treatment costs a fortune. At the same time, Eli tries to do a card trick on his mother, but he notices that she is lying about him having pulled the right card, although the mother says she would never lie to him. They arrive. The doctor's house is very large and gloomy. When they reach the door, Eli has to enter first to go through a decontamination chamber. After, he is received by 3 smiling women, one of them being the specialist who will orchestrate his treatment. The boy has many questions about the treatment, and when he asks if the doctor has managed to cure all her patients, she only tells him that she understands that he is nervous and shows him to his room. She also tells him that the water in that house is filtered better than bottled water, so he can finally take a bath after a long time. And as he slowly takes his suit off, Eli discovers that it is true that he can breathe normally in there, and therefore he is able to hug his parents after years of not having been able to. In the evening, the parents talk about how happy their son was after taking off the suit. The woman is very hopeful that her son will be healed, saying that they should have faith, and the man replies that he has always had faith, but he says it as a complaint. At night, Eli sees a bug outside his window, and suddenly he sees a condensation of someone's breath on the glass as well. He gets scared and asks his parents if he can sleep with them. In the morning, he gives everyone details of what he saw, although he says he is not sure if he was asleep or awake, so the doctor only takes this as a small hallucination. We see that for his treatment sessions, his parents cannot be present to support him. His mother tells him to make another wish, and he says that he wants to be brave. Later, we see that they take him to a room where they weigh him and take a picture of him. Then they immobilize him on a table, and the doctor explains that she is going to put a special virus inside his marrow to restore his immune system. We see that the process is very painful, and while he is resisting, Eli sees a reflection of a ghost child and falls asleep. When he comes to, Eli feels his whole body is on fire, and the doctors are only watching him. However, he suddenly wakes up again, safe in his bedroom. We see a girl throwing rocks at his window to get his attention, so Eli comes downstairs to talk to her through a glass wall. The girl tells him that she knows that he is sick, since all the children that are in there are. She also tells him that she too likes magic tricks, and performs one in which she lights a fire out of nowhere using a piece of wood. Eli asks how she did it, but she replies that revealing that secret would ruin the magic, and that there are things everyone must discover on their own. The boy wants to invite her inside the house, but the girl says that she would never dare enter, and also that the owner of the place hates her. She warns him that the house is dangerous, also telling him not to talk to anyone about what they talked about. On his way to his room, Eli runs into a ghost girl in the hallway, which scares him away. But then his father appears and tells him that he must come back to his room. That evening, the family dines together and says a prayer before eating. Eli gets angry because they don't believe he saw another girl, but his mother convinces him that it was just another hallucination. That night, Eli sees another ghost in his room. Then, using his breath on the window, Eli writes his name, but the ghost erases the E from the left and takes it to the right, creating the word lie. Soon after, the ghost girl shows up again and tries to attack him, but his parents arrive to help him to recover from what they think is another hallucination. The doctor insists that it's just a side effect and warns him that as the treatment progresses, these effects will worsen, which worries the parents. During the second session of the treatment, we see that they immobilize Eli again, and that they have to open up his head to be able to insert the cure there as well. Meanwhile, the mother is praying, when the father mocks her and says it will not help at all. The doctor comes out and tells her that everything is working perfectly. That night, Eli says that the doctor is lying and that he feels worse. However, When his father tells him that whether he wants to go away and be sick forever or stay to get well, the boy decides to stay. At bedtime, Eli hears strange noises coming from his bathroom. His nose bleeds and the power goes out. Then a ghost appears, and although he tries to convince himself it is not real, the ghost locks him in his room, scares him, and even throws a wardrobe with him inside. And when he comes out, he sees that the word lie is carved on the wardrobe. The adults scold him even though he insists it was not his fault. Later, when he speaks to his friend again, she tells him that the boy who lived there before him also saw ghosts, although the doctor had told him that none of his patients ever had. The girl also tells him that he should not trust the doctor or his parents, saying that she did not see the previous boy after his 3rd session of treatment. Eli gets scared at this and says that he must get out of there, although he doesn't know how since he could not survive outside without his parents. Then he hears some noises and some ghost children begin to drag him through the house, leading him to the front door. Eli gets trapped in the decontamination chamber, and then the ghost open the front door that leads to outside for him. But the doctor arrives in time to save him from his allergies. Then the boy gets angry with everyone, saying that the doctor is a liar and that his parents should believe him. He gets so angry that he breaks a glass nearby and then passes out. When he wakes up, Eli is in his room, while the doctor says that they must give him some sort of medicine before carrying out the 3rd phase of treatment. His mother offers to give him the medicine, and the boy tells her that he is not crazy, although his father looks at him as if he was. The mother tells him that she believes that he saw things, but she believes that what he saw was not real. The child accepts this explanation and also accepts a pill that his mother gives him. As they hug, Eli looks at the word lie from a side angle and realizes that it forms the numbers 317. Meanwhile, the doctor burns the boy's special suit while everyone is waiting for the 3rd phase of treatment. One afternoon, Eli talks to the girl again, telling her that he thinks the 3 ghosts want to help him out and that they gave him the code to the secret door. The boy is also suspicious of her, so he asks her if she is a ghost. But the girl jokes and says that she is real and that he has become paranoid. That night, Eli uses a password to enter a secret part of the house, where there he finds a doctor sleeping in a room. Meanwhile, the parents talk about the possibility of their child dying during the 3rd session of treatment. The mother says that she believed that the doctor had saved all her patients and that she cannot believe that they were lied to about it. However, the man responds that she is the guilty one here, and they begin to fight. Meanwhile, Eli finds files in which he sees that all the children before him had died after treatment 3. A nurse almost finds him, but the boy runs off looking for his mother to help him escape. We see that she also wants to leave and has even put his suitcases in the car, but the doctor convinces her that she is capable of saving the child from his illness. Meanwhile, Eli tells his father everything he discovered, but he ignores him and begins to tell him about beautiful memories of the past. The boy is frightened, and his father tells him he is very sorry for what he will do, after which he injects him with a sedative. At that moment, the nurses arrive and take him away. Although the boy yells that they are going to kill him, we see that the sedative doesn't work and Eli escapes and gets mad at everyone, saying that the ghost kids just want to help him. Then Eli runs to hide in the doctor's room, where there he discovers that she used to be a nun. In addition, he also finds a secret passage that leads him to a kind of altar for rituals. The doctor locks him up in there, and we see that not even his mother helps him, and the child begins to feel the side effects of his allergies. However, soon after, Eli wakes up and realizes that his allergies disappear and that he can breathe normally. He yells at his parents about it, asking why did they lie to him about the sickness. Shortly after, his mother comes down and tells him that they tricked him into believing he was sick to protect him from the outside. She also tells him that he must go through with the 3rd treatment and that she will explain everything to him. However, the boy tricks her, hits her, and runs away. He runs to the room where he sees his friend from the outside, trying to break the glass to get out. The mother discovers that the place where her son was imprisoned was for sacrificial rituals, while the doctors manage to catch Eli, although her friend yells at him to not be afraid, that it's the others who must fear. Meanwhile, the mother discovers the corpses of the previous children, so she takes the doctor hostage to save her son. The doctor says that she can save him, so the father takes her side. The doctor says that what can be saved is the child's soul. Then, she tells Eli that the illness he suffers from does not come from outside, but from inside his body. Then, the doctor turns into nun mode and begins to read the Bible with the help of the nurses, throwing holy water at Eli. We see that the child's skin becomes very irritated by the holy water, and when the doctor is about to stab him, she suddenly loses control of her own hands and ends up stabbing herself. At that moment, We see Eli stand up with eyes red. The doctors try to escape, but the boy, with his body red, begins to control their bodies, making them levitate and turning them upside down in the shape of a cross. His mother tries to calm him down while Eli asks for an explanation. She tells him that he was never sick, that they actually have been injecting him with holy water for years. While the bodies levitating around them catch on fire, the mother confesses that for years she wanted to have a child but could not. Then she began to pray, but since God did not answer her, she began to pray to the devil, who did manage to get her pregnant. Eli's adopted father tries to kill him, but the boy kills him with his powers. Then his mother apologizes for having lied to him for so long. He forgives her, and they leave the house together while the boy sets everything in his path on fire. Once outside, Eli can breathe normally. His friend is waiting for him and tells him that she already knew he was a devil's son because she is also a devil's daughter, but that she could not tell him anything because Satan demands that each one of his children must earn their place. The girl tells him that she can take him to meet their father. She suggests that the mother should drive. Eli's mother is nervous, but Eli calms her down by saying, "Make a wish," just like she used to calm him down. They drive away as the house burns down. The end. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to continue receiving the recaps of the best bizarre and sci-fi movies. My name is TC, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.